Hey, this is Jeremy for 10xyourgigs.com, and I am driving along on my way to another show on the road, so I thought I'd record a quick car cast, so to speak. And what I want to talk about, what's kind of been on my mind lately, is an interesting conversation I had. I was talking to a booking agent last week who we were talking about promotion, self-promotion, and marketing, and getting gigs, and he told me all this marketing stuff, it's all good and well, but at the end of the day, it's all about talent. That if you're talented enough and lucky enough, the cream will rise to the top, and that's really what it takes to make it in show business, and that it's actually quite rare. He said that it's really tough to actually find good talent to work with. And I asked him why this is. You know, what he was getting at, because I know plenty of talented performers. I know lots of talented entertainers that are all constantly looking for new gigs. So then he told me that the problem with up-and-coming entertainers and the reason why so few make it is because they don't play by the rules. He said they feel entitled and take things for granted. He said they're cocky, they don't follow up, and that they don't add value or deliver results. I thought that was interesting. It's an interesting list of criteria to have when you're looking for entertainers, talented performers. Listen, I don't know if you play by the rules or not. I would strongly advise you not to follow the rules, which is what we talked about last week, breaking the rules, destroying the status quo. And I'm not going to go into all that now. Just check out last week's post. You know, don't even get me started on that right now. And I don't know if you feel entitled. I'm not really sure what that means. As far as I'm concerned, if you're working hard, working smart, if you're dedicated, if you're providing value to your audience and clients, you will be automatically rewarded for your efforts, and you should feel entitled to those rewards. If you put in the effort, you deserve it. But on the other hand, if you take it for granted, that opportunity is just going to present itself because you're talented and you haven't put in the work to create value first, you're rarely going to see or experience rewarding results. It's kind of a reap what you sow deal. And, you know, what I've noticed is that many entertainers that are struggling, actually they take it for granted that their talent is obvious, and it's actually, they think it's up to gig providers, you know, bookers, talent agents, venue owners and operators, show managers, event coordinators, you know, the industry people. They think it's up to somebody else, a gig provider, to recognize their talent and take care of the business end for them, so all they have to do is show up, perform, and get paid. And if that's your plan as an independent entertainer, all I got to say is good luck to you. I assume you think otherwise and are willing to actually take responsibility for your own gig getting, which is why you're listening to this. I think it's okay to be cocky when it's deserved. It ain't bragging if you can back it up. What many people perceive to be cocky is really just the larger-than-life personality that's required to be successful as an artist and entertainer, that performs live. You know, you gotta be overly confident. A lot of people read that as cockiness. Well, what I have to say is, yes, you want to have appreciation for your audience. You don't want to be a dick. You should graciously accept compliments with a thank you. But don't be afraid to be larger than life. And if that makes people think you're cocky, so be it. Don't worry about it. However, my experience with successful independent entertainers constantly enjoying a massive and steady flow of gigs, fans, opportunities, and wealth just streaming to them is that they follow up and deliver value. Those are the two things that I do think are crucial that this booker who I was talking to was on point with. The successful entertainers, they actually see gig getting as a process, whereas struggling entertainers see gig getting as an incident. And successful entertainers understand that getting a gig is an opportunity. Struggling entertainers think of getting a gig as an outcome. And let me explain the difference between opportunistic process and outcome. The difference between opportunistic process versus outcome or incident. Here's what happens when most entertainers get a booking. So let's say someone gets a phone call. They're asked to perform at an event. The date is open. The money's right. They take the gig. The entertainer's going to hang up the phone. They're going to pump the air with their fist in victory, grab their calendar, mark down the gig. They start celebrating. They start planning the trip. Then they go do the gig, and that's pretty much it. This is what I think a fundamental misunderstanding of show business that keeps most entertainers living gig to gig, paycheck to paycheck, struggling and broke. Getting the gig is the start of the work to be done. It's not an end result or outcome. If you think of getting the gig as an end result, your career will never flourish. Booking the gig is actually the beginning of a process that allows you to win over your audience before you even set foot on stage. It's what's known as delivering results in advance. Every gig I book, I follow up using a variety of media, from emails, texting, blog posts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, DVDs, CDs, posters, flyers, radio appearances, a press release to the local paper. And I'm not going to go into all the details right now, but there is a checklist of like 20 different things to do, smart questions to ask, a follow-up procedure. It's a complicated, complex process that I need to execute and manage. Thanks to digital technology, we now own the media. It used to be ABC, NBC, CBS, mainstream media. They pretty much just put out mainstream ideas, dumbed down content geared for the masses. We have a practically unlimited range of resources at our disposal to now deliver content that is targeted directly to our niche audience. You can deliver previews of what to expect. You can deliver results in advance. Build excitement and anticipation. This, to me, sets you apart probably from everybody else out there in show business that's trying to make it. 95% of the other performers ain't doing this kind of stuff. Give them entertainment value before you get to the gig, and you're going to win over the crowd before you even hit the stage. There's an interview I listened to a while back. I think it was on the Howard Stern show. It was J.B. Smoove, comedian actor J.B. Smoove. He said in the interview, you have to show up before you show up. And I think that's the beginning of building a fan base for yourself. Make no mistake about it. In order to build a fan base, you must become a celebrity in the eyes of your audience and clients. And you do this through constant, consistent content delivery. Follow up, follow through. In this digital age, content has become cheaper and easier to deliver than ever. So doing this will certainly increase your number of bookings. It's going to increase your number of ticket sales. It's going to increase your merchandise sales. It's going to build your fan base. You're going to hit the stage. People are already going to know you. They're going to know what to expect. They're already going to like you. They're going to be cheering for you. Show up before you show up. Like it or not, we live in a celebrity-obsessed culture and celebrity-driven business. No matter your target audience, people are influenced and attracted to celebrity. So it's just smart to make yourself a celebrity. And that doesn't mean you have to sit around and wait for your shot at the big time. It doesn't mean you have to sit around and wait for your big break. You can make yourself a celebrity by delivering constant content, by constantly delivering content. I'm trying to drive and this car's passing me, and I got to take this exit. I'm getting mixed up here. Deliver content. Put out entertainment value first. Deliver results in advance. Why are people on TV and on the radio and in movies, why do they make it as successful performers? Because they've already done they've already delivered results in advance. You watch a comedian on, let's say, on the Letterman show, right? You didn't pay nothing for that. You watch him, he makes you laugh, you like the guy, all right? What are you going to do if he performs in your area? If he's got a live show booked, probably going to buy tickets to see him. Maybe. That's what a lot of people do. Most people, they don't buy tickets to see a comedian they've never heard of. But they'll spend all kinds of money on entertainers that they've already developed a familiarity with because they've been exposed to their content first. They were given results in advance. So I'm talking about that's making yourself into a celebrity for your niche audience. Show up before you show up. Even if you haven't been on television or in movies or on the radio, you can do this by creating content through the internet, through CDs, DVDs, whatever it takes to get your stuff out there and get exposure after you book the gig, but before you go do the gig. So you're not necessarily going to be the kind of celebrity that walks the red carpet or appears on the cover of magazines, but a type of celebrity, designated to your target audience. The idea is to grow your celebrity status at a micro level. To your audience, you build your own celebrity status through self-aggrandizement, self-promotion, and, like I said, delivering value, delivering results in advance of the gig. After you get the gig, before you do the gig, give some results in advance to your clients and to your audience. It makes you more interesting. Your audience becomes more attracted to you. They become curious about you. You not only make yourself more attractive from a marketing standpoint by becoming a celebrity, but you'll be setting yourself up for success by delivering upfront value and results to your audience and clients. So I hope this helps. Think of some creative ways that you can use digital technology to deliver results in advance, deliver some upfront entertainment value, make yourself a celebrity after you book the gig, but before you go do the gig. What are you going to do to turn yourself into a celebrity at the micro level? Leave that as a comment if you're watching this as a video on YouTube. Leave it as a review if you're listening to this on iTunes. Leave it as a comment below the blog post if you're reading this or listening to this on 10extragigs.com. And if you want more information, if you want to check out my 8-part gig getting system that never fails, go to 10extragigs.com, put in your email, and it'll all be sent to you automatically. Thanks for listening. This is Jeremy for 10extragigs.com. We'll talk soon.